what's going on, everybody? It's Ecstatic here. I'm going to be going over a quick guide on UDYR Jungle for itemization, more specifically to what I've been enjoying lately, which is full AP UDYR. So this guide essentially is just going to be like how to, end the split strong, being able to have more control of your games, playing a champion that I think is S+ tier right now. If you look at all the guides, he's like one of the top junglers right now. So I'm just going to kind of go over a few of the items and then situations in which I feel that you should buy them. And then following this guide, hopefully in the next week, will help you achieve the rank that you're looking for. So typically this playstyle is recommended for anything Diamond and above, or even Emerald and above. However, if you are very good at UDYR and the mechanics of the champion, you should see a lot of success in your solo queue games in lower elos as well. Okay, so kind of going over real quick on for the first item, so everybody knows, Liandry's is just the #1 item right now, at least until next patch. I'm testing before Liandry's gets nerfed a few other builds, but for now it's going to remain just core. Like, you have to get this item. It's good into every comp. It's not even just the percentage HP burn, but it's also the bonus damage that you get from the passive of this item, okay? And then for boots, because boots are not on here, it kind of depends. So you can either you could do a few different things. If you feel like that you're more of the very few melee that are on your team, I recommend going either tabbies, merc treads, or you can just go straight magic pen boots. So either of those three will work, either plated steel caps, mercurial treads, or the magic pen boots. Okay, sorcery boots. So then you get Liandry's first before you even get those boots, because this is going to be your core item. Okay, then you get the boots, so now you have your boots, you have Liandry's. So now your second item, so what I've been testing is just a pure magic pen build. You guys would be very shocked to see that the second item that I'm trialing is between Storm Surge and Shadow Flame. So you eventually get both of these items, but in which order that you want to get them is up to you. I've seen more success just going a straight Shadow Flame item. So, because this does more damage sooner, but the better build path, if you're having like weird backs, like if you're noticing that you're not getting a lot of kills, you're clearing your camps, right? You're not getting as much gold. Storm Surge is the better clear path item to get second for the spike that you get, okay? And then Shadow Flame. And then after that, you would go into Death Cap. So these would be like your core build. So you'd have your boots, Liandry's, Storm Surge. You'd have your Shadow Flame, your Death Cap. If you're having a hard time getting your Death Cap, you could go like a pen item. So I think that versus most teams that have magic damage, Abyssal Mask is super cheap and affordable. And it makes you like really, really tanky. So like what you'll see me do sometimes is I'll go like plated steel caps if they're attack damage heavy, and then when they're ability casting and have a lot of AP damage, you'll see me go Abyssal Mask. And if it's really a strong amount of both, you'll see me go Mercs into Abyssal. You can also get Void Staff, which I say is situational. If you're on a team and you're playing AP UDYR and you're like a lot of AP comp and you just don't want to go away from AP UDYR, you really like playing it, Void Staff is a situational item. An item that I would elect to go more than that would be Crypto Bloom, because you have the 20% ability haste on it, and it also it gives you healing when you kill someone, which you tend to do a lot, and then it helps you in team fights. So between these items, these are really going to be your S+ tier items / like strong flex situational. You could also, for situational, like if you're having a trouble getting to Shadow Flame Death Cap because they're 3,200 gold items and they're very expensive, a very cheap option as well could be Morello's. I can't even say the full name. I won't try. Morello Con. Anyway. It's a 2,200 gold item, and it gives you 90 ability power, which is actually really good comparing like Storm Surge, which also gives you 90, and like Liandry's that gives you 80. is when you need anti-heal. Like if they have like an Aatrox, they got like a Silas, they got like crazy, like they have a Yumi right there, or a Soraka. This is a really strong item. And for full AP UDYR, the trick is, for every 100 ability power that you have is the next tick spike for him. So I can also go over runes for UDYR, but I usually take Gathering Storm in my secondary tree, so it helps me spike faster. But yes, Morellicon could be a really good situational option. Another one could be Riftmaker. If you're versing a lot of tanks, you could also and again you're having trouble getting to like Shadow Flame and Deathcap Spike, you can go Riftmaker. It goes off of bonus health for when you get AP on this item, but it also gives you healing and you sit in fights longer. So this could be a situational item that you could go. Cosmic Drive, I don't typically like, even though it does give you a fair amount of AP. It gives you health, it gives you CDR, and it's like, wow, that's really good. But the base of the stat of the item just it isn't, in my opinion, right now. It's not as good comparatively to UDYR's other items. Another one situationally for me is, again, verse tanks. Double burns is really good. It's situational, but you can go Liandry's Malignance. This gives you ultimate hunter, essentially haste, which you also take on your runes. So between this, which is in my main tree for the ultimate hunter, as well as this item, late game your passive's on like, I would say like a 9-second cooldown. It's something crazy. So between every team fight, you attack like 2 or 3 times, and you can almost do another awaken. Like, it's super strong. Another one is Liandry's. I'm borderline between situational and bad idea with this item, because unless you like really are 100% in your gameplay, I almost every time that I buy this item, it's almost like I just get targeted. And I, obviously for good reason, right? This is a very heavy scaling item, but I borderline put it between situational and bad idea. It gives you movement speed, it gives you tons of AP, a very strong item when you're snowballing, and it's for very cheap. However, again, when I build this item, I tend to get focused in one shot, which we don't want any more attention dragged to us as we're in a team fight. Because if somebody sees you have a 25 stack Magi's, they're just gonna one shot you, and then this item's almost useless, and then you've wasted 1,500 gold. So I'm very back and forth between situational and bad idea with this item. But again, if you're confident in your gameplay, you don't feel that you take a lot of risks, you feel like that you have really solid gameplay, this is a very solid option for you to go for going full AP UDYR. Bad idea ones, I've tried out Lichbane. It's not that great. It doesn't really do a lot of damage. It does give you, ability haste, movement speed, and a fair amount of AP. But again, when you compare the item to the other items for what they do, for the cost that they are, for 100 more gold, you get a Shadow Flame, and it just does exponentially way more damage. So yeah, I wouldn't really recommend going Lichbane here. Again, Zhonya's, I put it in bad idea. It's not the worst item that you can buy. It's really expensive. You're just like 300 gold off like a death cap. However, like I said, it's like a bad idea item. You really shouldn't. If you notice that you're getting focused a lot, you could elect to go to this item. Like if they have champions that like to press art, like they have Vladimir that has like an execute practically for an ult. They have like a Malphite, right? And you want to block the spell in a team fight if you have a really good Zhonya's reaction. Champions that if they press their R button, like our Seraphine, they press an R button or a Renata where it's gonna lose you the fight entirely because of where you're positioned. Like this could be an okay item, but again, those champions aren't all very meta right now. Some of them are, but again, it's just a bad idea item. Horizon Focus, again, just don't. It is a cheap item, does give you a lot of AP and a little bit of ability haste, but again, it's not worth the gold. Again, you're looking at 100 more gold and you get your core item for Storm Surge. So, and again, Banshees is kind of in the same category as Zhonya's. Again, don't really recommend going that item almost ever. But yeah, I mean, overall, this is kind of the core items that you're talking about with full AP UDYR. They're going to give you the most bang for your buck. And then you have some strong flexes and things that you could do situationally. for the items that you see here. Again, these just bad idea items, Zonya's, Banshees, Cosmic. Again, just too expensive for the stats that you get. And then for the just don'ts, yeah, just never don't get these items. It's just Giga Troll. But yeah, guys, I think that's gonna do it here. These kind of go over all the main AP items that I think you could go potentially on AP UDYR, and ones that I've seen people go that you just don't. just don't. Okay. Stick with you know, these top 3 rows, and you should see a lot of success in your solo queue games for full AP UDYR. What I'll also go over next is the runes on AP UDYR. So I'll bring up my game capture. Okay, so here's the game, or here's the account. So going into the match history, you can kind of see some of the items that I was talking about that I was building. This was one game where, again, you just look at the damage. It's crazy. And this account right now is Diamond 3. But yeah, looking at the runes. So the runes that I'm having luck with are here. So you have Dark Harvest, Cheap Shot, Eyeball Collector, Ultimate Hunter, Celerity, and Gathering Storm. These are all amazing runes for UDYR. So you can look at the damage dealt in just a 30-minute game. And this was like a little bit of a slower game too. But 1,300 damage from Dark Harvest, almost 1,300 from Cheap Shot. Eyeball's giving us 30 AP. You know, Ultimate Hunter stacks that are really good for your Awaken. Look how much distance extra traveled with Celerity. And again, this also works with the movement speed from Storm Surge. So that's also a good item, or for why you take the rune, you get extra movement. And then from Gathering Storm, again, Gathering Storm was giving us 48 AP because we actually hit the 30-minute mark. So in this game, we were really, really strong. And you can tell from our team, like, they had a very good go comp as well, and we were just able to put out damage, and we were putting out a lot of damage. But that's pretty much going to do it for this guide, guys. Again, if there's anything that I missed or anything that you agree with, disagree with, please drop a like, leave a comment, as it greatly helps me support what I do. I appreciate you guys for checking out the video and clicking on it. This is Ecstatic. Appreciate you.